Hello everyone, I hope you're keeping well. Paris of Crochet Flow back here with another video. I'm here to talk about my finished sweater. This sweater has been ongoing for about 2 weeks now, and I wasn't excited about it at first because I couldn't find the yarn from the second hand store where I got the first. As you can see, it's two different shades. The camera is making it even more obvious, but when you're close to it, it's not that badly off. So anyways, I started this sweater maybe about 2 weeks, I could be wrong, and I just kept putting it down because I felt like it wasn't calling my name, because it was, at some point I thought it was too itchy, and then I thought I should give up because I couldn't find the yarn. Then I found the yarn and I figured it's okay, I'm gonna finish it anyways, because I had this good idea about the paw I'm gonna share. It's right on the tummy. Before we get there, let's talk about the yoke. I worked this sweater from top to bottom, starting with this yoke, which is worked in double crochets. I started with a chain of 78. You could do more or less based on how much fits through your head, because as you can see, it has no opening, so you have to make sure it can go through your head. So anyways, I chained 78 or 80. I'm not pretty sure, but I think it was 78. And then I started with single crochet for my first row. My second row, I'm going to be looking on the side because that's where my notes are, and I hope to make this nice and quick. So for my first row, I did single crochet in every stitch of the chain, and then for row number 2, I did double crochet in every single crochet. Row 3, I did 4 double crochets, then increased on the 5th, and then from there, for every consecutive row, I increased on the next stitch. I'll say that may be clearer. So for the 4th, I increased on the 5th double crochet. For the row 4, I increased on the 6th double crochet. Row 5, I increased on the 7th, and on until I got this shape of a yoke, which is like almost a semicircle. Once you're done with the yoke, I believe it's about 10 rows. It could be 9 or 11 based on how you want it to fit, but once you get the yoke, then you chain 10, or I think 10 or 15 on to make the sleeve, the underarm, and then that is going to count as part of the sleeve and also part of the body. And when I say that, as you can see, the 10 stitches are going to be part of the sleeve because you need it nice and wide to fit. So then once I shaped the sleeves, I continued working in rounds for the sweater until I believe I did 32, no, I did how many rows? I did 32 rows. So that gives you not a very long sweater. As you can see, I'm gonna move back so you can see, or just, as you can see, it's not very long. It's just below my waist and just above my my hips. I like that fit, but you could make it longer or shorter based if you want a cropped top, or even whichever size you would like based on the rows. Now I digress there. So I worked in rounds and then came back and did the sleeves. As you can see, the sleeves are the same color as part of the bottom part of the sweater. So the sleeves, I believe I began with I believe 54 or 55 stitches. I reduced a little bit up to 52 because I wanted this sort of a puffy look to it, and I worked in rounds until I got to the wrist. And once I got to the wrist, then I decreased very rapidly. And how I did that is by decreasing, making an invisible decrease on every 3rd stitch. So those were about 3 rows of decreases. And then for the ribbing, you can see it's a nice and tight ribbing. I did a front post and a back post alternating double crochet and getting that nice it's not too stretchy, but it's a nice ribbing. Like I said, alternate front post double crochet and back post double crochet. And then for the finishing, I used single crochet, 1 row, just 1 round for all the edges, so both sleeves, the neck and the bottom. This right here was just an afterthought because I needed to hide something that happened there with my stitching of double crochet, so I did that sort of I just did that single crochet as if it's a flower of some sort. Anyways, you may skip that part. You could choose to make a ribbing on the neck or just leave it the way it is. I just decided to use a single crochet around using a different color yarn just for the finished look. I love how warm it is, and I believe I'm going to wear it for some time now since it's still winter, and I hope you can get to make the same. I'm going to make notes. Like I say, I call them notes. I don't call it a pattern because I don't organize it that much, but they are notes enough that you can use to replicate this, or not necessarily replicate, but make something similar, or play with the stitching and use other makers. Like Erin, I used her idea of the top down sweater, and I mixed with my own idea of how I make baby clothes, making the yoke, then working in rounds. So you could mix both ideas using Erin's raglan top down sweater and my ideas from this one, and make something that you like. So there you are. Like I said, I'm going to put down below in my description the Erin video, that part of which I used her ideas, and I'm also going to make notes to attach my notes down below so that you can work around them and create your own pattern and work around to make your own sweater. Now for the paw, I'm going to talk about the paw very shortly. As you can see, the paw, I used somewhat of a graph gun. I got grid from just online. I believe it was a free grid because I printed it out and used it, just a single paw, and that you would have to know how to work graph guns, even if it's a basic, but that's basically it. It's a change of you have to change the color of yarn to achieve that difference in colors of whatever shape. It could be a flower, it could be a heart, it could be a paw, it could be an animal, whatever you like. Just go ahead and find maybe a pattern. They have quite a bit on Etsy, but I decided to start with a simple one because I haven't done graph guns in the past, but that's something that I may be interested in. So there you are. There is my finished sweater. I hope you like it. If you do, go ahead and make one and share your finished product with me in the notes down below, and let's continue making, go with the flow. Happy crocheting, happy knitting, happy making, and stay safe. Thank you. Bye.